What were you on in 1996? There is a long list of classic albums in hip hop, in R&B, and a variety of other spaces that will turn 30 this year. We're going to get into our favorites, what we think about the era, how we think about the year that was 1996, and the golden age of hip hop. Next up on Mama We Made It with DJ and Reg. Cerise, spell Cerise. What is that? How you spell Cerise? I don't know if this and that are those, but somebody needs to spell Cerise for me. I don't know what that is.
Pink.
Good morning, Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mama We Made It with DJ and Reg. That's DJ. I'm Reg. We're joined by the lovely Nakeia Medcalf today. 1996 in the world of music was a fascinating year, particularly in the world of hip hop. Many people argue that was the end of the golden era of hip hop. Today we're going to talk about albums that are turning 30, what they mean to us, and what's our general perspective on how great a year was 1996 in the world of music. Let's kick it off, man. I got a whole list here of things that caught my eye, but I'm gonna defer to y'all. What you got? How do you think about 1996 as a year in hip hop? Is it an all-time great or just the end of a great era?
It's an all-time great for me and the end of a great era. It's both.
Yes, and okay.
It's both. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. It was a hell of a year, and I know we'll get into the albums and the tracks specifically, but definitely a defining moment. And I think for some particular artists who are no longer with us, which is the other thing, which is incredible. Sure. Defining moment in hip hop, man. 1996 was an incredible year.
Incredible.
But Reg, I know you got some thoughts.
Oh, 1,000.
So first and foremost, I frame it this way. I had my first child in 1996.
Oh, wow.
And so the year means a lot to me. And that both my boys, but particularly my oldest, is a huge hip hop head, and he is a huge 90s hip hop dude. Like, even though he was a baby at the time, he is part and parcel of how I think about the year so reverentially. It is an important year for me, man. And as I went through the list, man, there were just so many things tied to so many memories. If y'all will indulge me, I'm just going to run.
Absolutely, please.
I'm just going to run a quick survey.
Yeah.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me. The Fugees, The Score. A quiet Eric Sermon album, Insomnia, which I love. Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z. Legal Drug Money, Lost Boys. Stakes is High, De La Soul. ATLiens, Outkast. Illadelph, Half-Life by The Roots, which has arguably my favorite Roots song, which is an instrumental called One Shine.
Yo, pause. That's my favorite Roots song.
I'm saying that's
what? Oh.
With Cassandra Wilson on it, right?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
Okay, keep going. We'll come back to that.
Yes.
Keep going. We'll come back to that. Oh,
Ghostface Killer, Iron Man. I love Daytona 500. UGK Riding Dirty, Really Quietly, a banger.
Say it.
Diamonds and Woods, my song. Busta Rhymes' debut solo album, The Coming. Pause. There you go. That's the only time I've ever done that. The Sisters got down. Bahamadia with her debut album. Foxy Brown, the Il Nana debut album. Lil Kim dropped the album. I ain't going to talk about that one. Total debut album. Man, so Aaliyah, not hip-hop, but Aaliyah dropped One in a Million, which I love. 4-Page Letter still goes hard. So I'm not going to keep going. 702, no doubt. Tony dropped their last album, by the way, House of Music, which they never toured against. It's my favorite Tony album.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Last one. Sorry, one more. Too Short, Getting It, got my my second favorite Too Short song on it with Eric Sermon, Bayou Song.
Yep.
MC Breed on the track as well.
Yep.
What y'all got?
Out of where?
Oh, MC Breed out of Flint?
Out of Flint, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Flint's finest.
Yes, sir. Ain't no
Yeah.
feature in frontin'.
At all.
Is Fugees on the list?
Yeah, I
Is
said the
he
score early.
mentioned
Yeah,
score? You said the
He
score?
mentioned
I
Okay.
that.
said the
It's
score
like 2 or
early. I
3.
said the score early.
You know it's
Oh,
gonna be on
Nas'
Reg's
second
list.
album. It was
Nas.
written. Redman, Muddy Waters. What else we got? What
You
else we
said
got?
Tribe, didn't you?
No, I didn't because every time I hear the fucking words "Const to the Quince," I throw that CD out the window. Consequence ruined that album for me. I can never listen to it, even though I like a couple tracks of it. I'm
Wow.
so
Wow.
disappointed with Beach Rhymes in life. I don't know what to do.
Really? Okay.
Good to
Cause
Const
know.
to
my
the Quince. He got in the way of that track. Man,
he
I can't
did.
stand.
He didn't add value. He didn't add value. He didn't add value. But Mind Power and Stressed Out are 2 of my favorite
Sure.
Tribe Faith ever. What are your thoughts, Nakeia? From I mean, obviously, this has to hit you a little differently, I would imagine, than it
Yeah.
does maybe Reg and I. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it hits different, but I'm the youngest of 7, and so my siblings were teenagers in this era, definitely bumping a lot of this music, especially one of my brothers in particular. So I'm just grateful that I discovered a lot of this music through you all, but also
Awesome.
in my early teens. I would say I definitely lean towards more the R&B first, but I've always been like a big Nas fan, and so it's crazy because what it really makes me think about is the question that you asked in the beginning, which is like, was this the end of an era? And when I think about my own music taste, it goes back to like 60s, 70s. That's really my era. And so I think about just hip hop now, and if my nieces and nephews are going to be like, oh yeah, this so and so album was like, it's turning 30 and like this was a classic. So it really makes me think about that. But it's crazy just how much abundance of hip hop and R&B came out of that time. Like it just speaks to so much. It's so beautiful, and it's the era that I look to for real. Like this is a time where I look at like, wow, there was so much creativity and expression going on across all fronts. And that's inspiring at no matter what age you are to see that saturation for real. So
Without question.
yeah.
That's really inspiring to hear you talk about it that way.
Yeah.
One of the things for me, and I know you struggle a bit with that particular album, Beats, Rhymes, and Life, and I get it, Purse, because they got some they got some history. I understand.
Because those are my favorite.
I know. I know. What I would say, it introduced me to what I later discovered was the Ummah.
Sure.
Right? And I didn't realize. So that collective was so intense. Ali Shaheed, the late J.D., Q-Tip, but also at times D'Angelo and Raphael Sadiq weaving in and out.
Questlove sliding around.
Questlove, right, man. So, it's that production and engineering. Say what you want about old Scott Storch, but his history with the Roots and some of the stuff that he came out and did, when you talk about that Illadelph Half-Life, I'm still bugging on the fact that out of all the Roots inventory, that one shine is my favorite. You got to hear it, Nakeia. It's got this jazzy.
I think I've heard it.
Have you?
Heard it, but I have to fact check.
I don't know.
I feel like if I would have heard it, I would have been
You can put it on a loop and play it for 7 weeks
all
straight.
day long, like I did yesterday.
I'm gonna start today. I'll play it today. Yeah.
You might not bump it in the gym necessarily.
Okay.
But if you're going to be in the car for more than 15 minutes, you really need to put that on. I can't believe you said that, Rich. I'm still, my mind. And when you said Scott arguably one of my, I was like, you can stop right now. I know what he's about to say. I know what he's about to say.
Yeah.
Shout out Reasonable Doubt, arguably one of my favorite Jay-Z albums. And then low key, one of my favorite cuts is Bring It On, which doesn't get a whole lot of play. That's got Jazzo and Sauce Money on it. I mean, that for me was an introduction to Jay-Z's prowess, but then also that Mary J. Blige, Can't Knock the Hustle.
Oh.
Can't Knock the Hustle. And there's a fire remix of Brooklyn's Finest.
Yes.
That goes hard.
Yeah. So anyway, you were going to say, Reg? My bad.
We would be remiss not to acknowledge the specter of all the names of cats we don't talk about and we can't talk about no more, right? I'm not gonna put their names on wax, but when you look at the fact that 112 dropped this year, Total dropped this year, like, Bad Boy was everywhere in
Yeah.
the air. The collaboration vibe between the real tight marriage of R&B and
Yes.
hip hop gave us so much joy.
Yep.
And then we are at the, early days of the birth of neo soul. So while maybe, hip hop took a little breather after this year, the birthing of neo soul and all those collabs and that vibe made the 90s a fire decade for music. And 96, for me, 96, I was a year out of grad school. So we had moved back to New York, and just being in the sauce, in the mix, man, between my wife's people in the Bronx and being down there every weekend, run the streets with my boys all through the city, Jersey, Westchester. Like, it was, it felt like being in the epicenter of a thing that you would look back on and be like, yo, I remember I was there. And now sitting here in 2026, that's paid off. Like, we look back on that, we're like, yo, those memories. And then to, for me, wrap it up with my firstborn, who I love, being born in that era, man, and just genetically, you can cut him open and he bleeds this energy. It's a fascinating thing to be a part of. And so, 96 was a special year for me personally.
Yeah. Both of you have mentioned something that I think is really important, which is the collaboration of that year. And I know we didn't talk about Lil Kim's hardcore album, but Crush on You, that's my jam, okay?
Sure.
And
That is it.
there are so
Can't
many
fight it.
people on that song. Stevie
Yes.
Jermaine Dupri,
Yeah.
Biggie. And so I feel like that era for me, we just saw a lot of that kind of collaboration that wasn't really like behind the scenes. Like, you just kind of knew that, yeah, they rolled together, like they worked together. You can kind of have an expectation a little bit of what sound to expect, So I really love that about this era.
You got Nas and Lauryn Hill on a track that was a banger. If I Rule the World, now we could talk about If I Rule the World. If you really analyze the lyrics, like, dog, really? You gonna open every cell in Attica and send them to Africa? Probably not advisable. That's probably not what we need to be doing. But okay, all right. But as a song and as a video, went hard. And that's the other thing about this era. The video vibes of this era were amazingly strong and rich, and all the things that the Hype Williams of the world were doing. Just, there was a lot going on, good and bad, but the aesthetic was really, really, really strong. And it's just, time flies, man. Time flies. Like 30 years ago, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you were a film producer, content creator, you took pride in making these videos and creating these videos. I think there was arguably a thinner line between, Black Hollywood and Black music, right? And the connections were there. And when they came together, man, that was really, really powerful. The soundtracks on movies, etc., that sort of thing. Nakeia, you said something too. It's also what an emergence of talent, because when you think about groups like Mobb Deep, I think the last thing I think about is production and engineering, but the production and engineering off Nas's track, Live Negro Rap, was done by Havoc. He did the production and engineering, right? It's like, so
getting approved by the historian over here,
right? I mean, it's like, it's not just rapping.
No.
Right? It's arrangements. It's engineering. It's production. And these brothers were masters of their craft. These sisters were masters of their craft.
Yeah.
And we all know, I'm just going to say it, let's go back to Bad Boy. He worked himself into a lot of credit, undeserved credit around right production. Stamps and all that kind of stuff. But
shout out Mobb Deep. We didn't mention Hell on Earth. also in '96,
One
and
of my favorite groups.
yeah, absolutely. And we also, to your point, how many cats are gone? Like Freaky Ty from Lost Boys gone. No telling what they would have continued to go be. Obviously, Tupac gone. Like it's an interesting thing to look back on. Odilla gone, right? As he grew up in
Yeah.
this era.
Stevie J gone.
Stevie J
In a
gone.
different way.
In a different
But
way.
he's gone. But he
No
gone.
sense
That's
at
the old
all.
house. That's the old house track. Too far gone, ain't no way back.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way
You
back.
know what?
What's going on, kid?
A mess. A mess. But another thing that I was gonna say is I just when I think about this time, like I knew I was fine because there were so many beautiful black and brown just women out here in the game. And not only could you look up to that, but it was just the talent that they expressed. It was just how they moved. It was like the aura of confidence. Like Foxy Brown. I mean, I can even think of some of my cousins' rooms back in the day. They all have Foxy. They all have Foxy Brown in their room.
They did.
The El
And
Nana.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there were a lot of women specifically like that. And I just love to I mean, even Mary, like just anyone in that time, I just feel like there was a lot to look up to and a lot of representation.
MC
Yes,
Light's still on the scene. She dropped the album this year as well.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
And don't sleep on Bahamadia. You know how we do is a banger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the other thing. Your experimentation didn't define you. Right? That's the other thing. Now you try something, the whole world's watching, they got something to say about it. You got 1,000,006 critics.
Yeah.
If you go back to that Roots Illadelph Half-Life, there's a track on it that I love called Panic. And it's off kilter. And it's got a little bit of that kind of Eric B. and Rakim. Let's flip the script a little bit on the beat. That was okay.
Yeah.
We're evolving as artists, and we got a lot in this arsenal. We're going to try some stuff. And that was actually welcome back then, too. And I miss that.
The
Yeah, I miss
entrepreneurial
that.
hustle is very compelling in the '90s. And I do think, Nakeia, to your point, we weren't in an Afrocentric aesthetic any longer. We weren't walking around with, leather medallions necessarily. And, even like De La Soul's Texas High, it was a grimier execution in some pockets that had been flowery beforehand. But there was absolutely a Black is Beautiful vibe that was showing up on wax and in front of the camera that, definitely shaped the eye. And I think it has a lot to do with how we get neo soul out of this space in terms of the range of, the Arrested Developments of the world, Erykah Badu's of the world. Like, all of this birthed a certain Black crunchy pre-backpack flow, still a little polo in there. Like, it was a lot going on visually, we'd be remiss to not talk about a few R&B projects. So I talked about Aaliyah. You know what else came out that year that moved me? Michelle Ndegeocello's second album, Peace Beyond Passion.
And how underrated is she as an artist?
Man,
and I say
It's
artist.
very underrated, but I did not know about this album. Wow.
Yeah.
That album, so her first, she got an
album.
amazing catalog. First album was phenomenal, Dreadlock and all that. Her second album, really deep, really thoughtful, a variety of things that get into her upbringing, some of the trauma she experienced, some of her, perspectives on organized religion and what it meant for her as she was finding her identity. And her writing game is world class. And that's before you get to her on that motherfucking bass.
Boy, oh boy, that song bittersweet with her on that thing, man. I got a question for you guys. I want to ask you each a question. I have a quick question before that for you, Reg. Were you a poor righteous teacher's cat?
Only to the extent that Rock This Funky Joint got my attention.
Was that okay?
I wasn't a 5%er in that way, so I was always paying attention to their gods and earth's perspective in a unique way. But beyond Rock This Funky Joint, I can't tell you what else track-wise they did. I know they had an album this year. I never listened to it.
Okay. So I have a question for each of you. And I'll ask Reg. I'll ask you first, Nakeia. I'll give you a little time to think about it. You
Okay.
are
Uh-oh.
you are taking three of these artists with you on a road trip, and they're the only three artists you can listen to. You go
Am I
from
driving?
L.A. to New York. You're driving. Who are the three? Anything in their catalog, but it's only three.
Tribe,
Okay.
De La, Outkast.
Okay. Okay, Nakeia.
This is I mean, yeah, it has to be from the hip hop. It has to be from the hip hop list
For now, and then we can
for
expand it.
now, just because. Okay, well, I would bring Atlians, Outkast, um, maybe Wu-Tang Clan. They came up
Oh
with,
wow. Okay. Now I'm starting to. Okay,
and
I'm seeing
then
inside your soul now.
and then Fugees, and then the Fugees. I would bring the Fugees, especially on a
Yeah,
road trip. I'm bringing the Fugees. Yeah.
you strike me
Wu
with the
Tang
Fugees.
Wu Tang is a hack too, because by extension you get everybody's solo
Yes, you
project.
do. Yeah, all that stuff, right?
We on the
Iron Man,
road.
Liquid Sword,
Your meth,
all
yeah, to
Voodoo
cow,
Dope
all that.
Decoy, all
Yeah,
that.
she ain't
Absolutely.
slick. She ain't slick.
Jimmy G,
She ain't,
What
H.O.D.
you bringing,
man.
DJ? What are
she
you
ain't slick.
bringing, DJ?
So they weren't mentioned here. My favorite group of all time is Public Enemy. They weren't mentioned here, but of the ones we kind of had some discussion around, Roots, Tribe, De La.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Roots,
With the
Tribe,
only
De La.
filter being they launched something in '96.
Yeah.
That's the consideration set.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. So does that change significantly for you, Nakeia, if we expand outside of hip hop?
I mean, I was an angsty little gal.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Jagged
Look.
Little Pill hit. It just
Alanis
hit.
Morissette, let's go.
Just hit.
Okay.
It still hits. Low key, like talk about a pen. Yeah,
It
Yes,
does.
yes,
that's
Yes.
it
an
does. Yes,
album.
it does.
So I don't
Yes.
know if the entire scope of music, but that album specifically really resonated with me and still resonates with me. And I just feel like it opened up for a lot of young girls, for a lot of people, this like emotion, this like untapped emotion.
That's fair.
And I think, prepubescent teen, puberty teen, you're like, for everything. And like Elena's
fair.
just wrote it down and everybody was singing it. And it just kind of became this common thread. So yeah, I would love to mention her just because of that album specifically, in that time. Yeah.
That's a great video too. That ironic video is a great video.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. It is. It is. Yeah. What a time. What a time in music. Well, I'm telling you.
And amazing.
So history may not repeat itself, but it does rhyme. Can you envision a season where the cycle comes back and we get a year comparably rich to this one, musically?
Maybe in Nakeia's time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I can't sleep on the early 2000s. Like the 96 set the foundation for the early 2000s. What I would say is less of a soul emphasis on hip hop and more of the convergence of hip hop, neo soul,
Yeah,
R&B.
that's fair.
Sure.
So
That's
Sure.
fair.
in that regard, I think
Sure.
that would be the next time frame for me.
Sure. Yep. And yet again, another he who shall not be named absolutely changed
Say
the
it.
game.
Say it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
boy out of Chicago.
Look, man. Yeah. I mean, look. We have to acknowledge that he absolutely came out of
He did.
a universal space and blessed us with a whole different frame of reference for how the music can sound and those sped up samples that,
Yeah.
in a world where if you got samples that started with James Brown in the early days of hip hop, and then you get Tribe giving you a jazzy influenced kind of vibe, and then you get Outkast kind of going back to some of that hot buttered soul vibe. Ye once again doubled down on soul and R&B music with his sample selection and beat production, and I can't knock that, man. Those first 3 albums for sure are some of my favorite albums of all time. I don't play them in mixed spaces and public spaces no more, but in my car, hey. like I don't play the other dude from Chicago at all ever, but those first 3 Ye albums get run in my car when ain't nobody watching.
I feel that. So you not at the cookout stepping to nothing. I understand.
No. My hips don't move like that in general, but I'm definitely not rocking. I'm not rocking that. I'm not rocking anything from the other old buddy at all. Yeah. And increasingly, I have parsed my catalog, and anything with former head of Bad Boy rapping on the mic, I just skip that. So I will rock with the artist that he got a production credit on. But if he More Money, More Problems, I had to put that down. All About the Benjamins, I had to put that down.
Some of Biggie's, yeah.
Right. So I lose some Biggie in that transaction. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. But no, this was a great little trip down memory lane. I love this. Appreciate you bringing this forward, Reg.
Yeah. And I would say to the people, this is 2026, so be ready, because all these are coming up on their anniversary. So be ready for the moment to celebrate, dig back into the crates. I'm sure we're all rocking them. But as we talk about Black History Month 365, right, it's all year long. This is what this is. And so nostalgia can be paralyzing, but it also can be liberating. And this is a lot of fun just to think about where we were when and where we are now. So thank y'all for playing along on this one. This is Mama We Made It with DJ and Reg. That is DJ. I'm Reg. That's Nakeia. We love having you on the screen. As often as you want to come rock with us again, we certainly will have you over here anytime. Check us out on YouTube, wherever you get your favorite podcast. We will catch y'all next time. Peace. Mama.